It has been a wild 24 hours. I've gone over to Spokane. Dude, I've just been so busy with everything. I essentially have an entire STI in pieces scattered around the shop for our STI. So I went over to Spokane. I met with Jared from Devin's channel who runs Vossen. We're swapping over to them for suppliers for all of our printing on all of our new merch. So I picked up a couple samples, talked with them, getting things figured out there. Met with Devin, was talking with Devin for a little bit, just kind of hanging out, kicking it. He had a set of World Rally Blue ML24 Flares, which are ironically my old ones that I sold to somebody a long time ago that somebody sent to me. And you know, it's just full circle. So we got a set of pre-painted World Rally Blue ML24 Flares. Some of these body panel components are going to need to be resprayed and cleaned up a little bit, but they are hole free for the most part. Actually, they're all hole free. They're in good shape. They just need a little bit of paint touch up, which I want to either wrap the car or repaint the car. If you guys have seen in some of the Instagram photos, I have edited some of the photos so it's like a lighter shade of World Rally Blue, and that's kind of what I want to repaint this car to. So much shit. I was giving Remy shit. I stopped by Josh's shop, dude. It was just a long day. Starting on the right side of the car, we got an OEM STI lip for the front bumper. We've got two side skirts, a front, we have this fender, so I'm gonna have to recut. I have a new one of these bezels we're gonna do. I have to powder coat it, a whole bunch of crap. But we got fenders, flares, side skirts. There's the other fender, and then back here, we got two doors. So I am gonna have to get these windows retinted because I don't want mirror tint on my car. And I was debating just swapping the windows over, but then I remembered that this window doesn't come out easily. So I was like, I'll just get the windows retinted. It's no big deal. So I think the way that I'm gonna go about today is we'll start from the front of the car and work our way back. So we'll start with the OEM lip, get the lip on, swap out the left fender and the right fender for the new World Rally Blue ones, start with the front left and front right flares, go to the back of the car, actually probably do the side skirts after that, then the rear doors, then the rear flares. This may be a two-part video because this is going to be a lot of work, but let's just get into it. Let me get that front lip box off, or let me get that lip box open, get the bumper off, and we'll start getting the lip installed. So I'm gonna have to take the bumper back off here in a second to do the fenders, but dude, OEM lip quality is by far the best. Granted, I understand this lip is significantly more expensive than a lot of the $100, $200 lips you're buying. These ones are, I wanna say, like $400, $399. It was what I think I got this one from. I got it from WRX Daily. He had it in stock. It was 399 bucks, I wanna say. Pretty good deal for an OEM lip. OEM bezels, sequential turn signals, OEM grille, 18 plus bumper. I absolutely love the front end of this car compared to what it was before. It looks way more aggressive. So I'm pretty happy with that. Lip install is pretty easy. Drill a couple holes, put the well nuts in, bolt the lip to the bumper, bada bing, bada boom, you got a lip. I still need to clean up all the cut lines on the bumper right now. I'll probably do that here in a little bit. There we go. Now the lip sits where it needs to, or the bumper sits where it needs to, right up against the intercooler. So sick. Now, let's keep going on the rest of the body stuff. I'm gonna pull the bumper back off, and let's get this fender swapped out for a proper one. We are going to have to cut our new ones up a little bit for the flares. We'll get this fender swapped out. Probably, maybe just jump straight to doing the flare. I'm not 100% sure what we're gonna do yet, but let's get this one swapped out to start with. Old fender. The new panels are fitted up. There is some paint damage on them. These panels did come off of a crashed 2019 STI. What I'm gonna do is over the next couple of days, I am gonna bring over all the detailing stuff and see if we can't save the paint on this thing. If we can't, I am going to repaint this car. It's just, this is my baby. I want my baby to look good, but new fender, new side skirt is on. I haven't swapped out the door yet. I'll probably need somebody to help me swap out the door. It's not hard. It's 4 bolts and a harness, and then the whole door comes off, but it's just kind of awkward and heavy, so I might have Melanie come help me with that. But side skirt's on, fender cap's on, fender's on. Let's mock up our fender flare and kind of mark out where we need to cut on it, and let's just cut it. Let's just get to work. Fitment on these ML24 Flares is freaking money, man. I am gonna get some of that black flare trim, or just fender flare trim to put between the flare and the body itself. Up here, dude, even it lines up with the fender perfect. Comes up, follows the body line damn near spot on, wraps around the emblem perfectly, comes down, and just sits right there. I way prefer these over that first like carbon knockoff Veris kit that I had. Here, let me get this wiped off real quick. Much better. I way prefer this right now, and once we get everything installed, I'll pull it out so that way you guys can see it. But right now, it's 50 shades of blue in here, so sick. I need to now cut the fender. Like I said, I like to just mock everything up first. That way I can see where I'm gonna cut. I want to try to cut off as little as possible. I'm just gonna throw a blanket over the tire right now. I'm not gonna end up nicking anything there. All my wiring is already tucked back up and out of the way, so the fender cut makes me a little bit nervous, but we'll be all right. We already did this once, so I mean, we did it way worse before, so what's another time? So we got the easy side done. And I say easy side because we got the fender exit on the other side. Now I am gonna go ahead and buy a little bit of that fender flare trim that's gonna go in here. It could just be that this fender is a little bit wonky from the accent that I was in because it has a small gap right there, but Fender flare trim will clean that up. I also prefer the look of Fender flare trim. I'll probably also get some nicer hardware for that, but dude, it fits beautifully. I need to adjust up here a little bit because the bumper doesn't want to sit, but I'm pretty sure it's because of the intercooler piping, so I'm not going to worry about that too much right now. So I'm not going to do the bumper pieces yet. You're not really going to be able to see it all up in there that well, but dude, we got clearance for days now for these big 275s or 888Rs that are going to be fitting underneath these flares. A lot of people were like, why do you have so much poke with your tire? This is why. I was going to do something, I just didn't know what I was going to do. I like the look of these flares, and I think they'll be perfect up until I get the Fenderist kit from Russia eventually. Now this side is going to be a bit of a different story because we've got this fender exit that's going to be coming through here. Now I knew this was temporary going on, this fender, so I need to take the bumper back off. I'm going to cut the fender, I think, before I put this on here. I'm going to use this one as a template because this literally only sits on one spot on the bumper, but I'm not going to go to reinstall the shroud up until the fender and everything else is permanently on, so that way I can get it just perfect with the teardrop coming out, because there's a new one right here that we're going to have to powder coat, bend the same as that one, so I'll probably use this fender as a template to bend it because I don't mind hitting this fender with a hammer. And we'll get that guy cleaned up, get it powder coated black, get the fender on, you know, the whole kit and caboodle. Perfect. Easy part is done, and that's just the front flares. So these are cut, fitted up, good to go for the fronts. I still got to do the bumpers, but I'll probably just take the intercooler piping off, put the bumper on, and then get the front flares where I want them. I'm gonna have to trim them for the lip. We still have to do this garnish, but I want to get some more stuff off the shop floor. So for now, I'm just gonna get these where I want them, drill the holes, bada bing, bada boom, we should be good there. This hole, I don't think I'm gonna be too worried about. This one we're gonna fill, same with the other side, and then respray or wrap the car. I don't know what I want to do yet. I do want to change the color of it to a lighter shade of blue, but I'm not going to worry about that right this second. I just want to get these body panels put up on. So the easiest way that I found to do these, as you guys saw, get the flare where you want it with masking tape, get the holes drilled. After they're drilled, mock the flare up, kind of cut out the area you need underneath of the flare for the wheel. Once you have that, go ahead, cut it out, clean it up, touch up the cuts, bolt the flare back on, you're right there. So I'm pretty happy with the fronts. They feel pretty solid on there. Like I said, I'm gonna get that flare trim. We still gotta do this piece. We'll do that after I get these pieces just bolted onto the rear for right now. So I'm not gonna cut anything. We're just gonna drill some holes, get the riv nuts in, get these guys bolted on. Make sure the door doesn't hit. All four main components of the flares are done. The fronts are cut. These ones, the fronts are done. The rears are not done, but they're done. They're bolted up, done. One big thing with the rears is make sure you can still open the door, because you don't want the door hitting the flare and then destroying your flare. So these are just bolted on, located. We still need to cut, weld, and paint underneath of there. Both sides are done. That side was a pain because that pole was in the way. I could have pushed the car forward, but I'm just too lazy to. I have the new doors, so that way all of these holes will disappear, but I'm not going to do that quite yet. Now I want to jump over to this guy, our shroud for the fender exit. So I just got it bent. You can see my bend line right there and right there. I had to cut it down a little bit to clear the flare properly. So I want to get this powder coated ink black, the same black that we have that one powder coated, get that riveted onto the fender, and then this front fender right here will be done, with the exception of these couple scratches from when the prior car that I got the fender from was in an accident. We can clean that up, but that's powder coat, and I got my 2 locating holes done, so that way I know where it goes. So let's go ahead and get this guy powder coated. That's what the oven's for, by the way. Everyone always asks me, Tanner, why do you have an oven? It's for powder coating. That's the whole reason of that thing. We have our garnish installed. I think I may have fixed the oil leak that I had off of the oil feed to the turbo, so let me get this thing started real quick. If it doesn't leak oil, I'm gonna pull it out of the shop, see what it looks like. If it is leaking, we'll do that another day. My oil leak is still there. I'm just gonna order the new oil line stuff. I'm not too stressed about it. My hood flew up because I did a pull and I forgot to put the locking tab in and my hood flew up. Thankfully I've got locks on there so it can't go any higher than like that. But dude, that was not a fun time. This thing fucking rips though. Built some boost, got into power. Feels good. Thing looks fucking great with the flares outside of the garage. I love it. Sorry I didn't do like a walk around with the camera. Car was running, still had an oil leak. Wanted to get like a little rip in on it and then get it back in here, but oh. I am going to jet out for the night though. I may be back in the morning to keep going on this. I just have to do the rear quarters and I gotta cut them and weld them and I wanna just get some stuff ordered so that way I have everything here to do it properly. I think I'm gonna order the front bumper quick releases too that connect up to the fender because I think that'll help with my fitment issue. So, and I'll order the fender trim. So, fuck me, dude. All right, let me get out of here. And we may or may not come back. I don't know yet. Okay, this video is already long enough. I just got done editing what I shot. We're already at like 23 minutes, so I'm gonna call it there. So we still have to cut the rear quarters, weld the rear quarters, seam seal the rear quarters, fill all the holes that I drilled prior. I think I'm gonna wrap the car. I'm gonna bring all my detailing stuff over to the shop. We'll do a video where we try to save the paint. If we can't save the paint, I'm gonna order the wrap for it and then we'll paint it at a later date. Because when I go to paint it, I don't wanna do like a half-ass Mako job. I wanna sand the whole car and paint it, pull the engine, do the bay, you know what I mean? Like the whole kit and caboodle with it, not skimp out on anything. So the car's looking fantastic. It's running great. I ordered the new oil line stuff, so that should be here in a couple of days. Ordered the fender flare trim, that'll be here tomorrow, so we're making progress. We'll get the doors swapped out in the next video and keep it going. I know there's some people out there who are wanting me to rush things. I'm not gonna rush things. It'll be done when it's done. That's one thing that it's difficult with YouTube because obviously you wanna like push and push and push and get things done ASAP because that's what people want. But when you start pushing and rushing things, it's when mistakes happen. I don't want to make any mistakes on this car again because A, I don't want it to be down, B, it gets expensive, and C, I just want it to work. So I don't know when it's going to be done. We're aiming to have it back at the dyno early September like we did last year, so we'll see. But I'm not going to rush it. Rushing is when mistakes happen. So that's all I got for you guys on this one. If you like the video, you know what to do. Go and hit the like button, turn black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, cyan, whatever color it turns to you. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to be, put it in one of these corners. No idea which one quite yet. But with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies.